Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing your girl some love. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe right now, y'all. We have something very exciting today. Another amazing Navitus Parfum collaboration. Y'all know that I was head over heels for the last one. And this one, I'm about to let you know about this collaboration with the beautiful Kari or KARINA over at Dear Makeup Diary. She has a YouTube channel and she is also on Instagram as well. I will link everything down below. Also, again, the master perfumer is Beltran du Chauffeur, which he gave us the most amazing creation with the last Navitus Parfum collaboration. And there's another master perfumer as well, and his name is Pierre Flores. So if you are interested in the new Navitus release, which would be, they would be mailing out or sending out in mid-September, the beginning or mid-September. Hopefully I will release this video within the first week of September. If you are interested in Miel Extase or Miel Extase, because I'm pretty sure it's pronounced in Espanol, okay? Miel meaning honey, and extase, which comes from the origin of ecstasy, so honey ecstasy. If you are a honey lover, you are going to want to watch this review. If you are a fruity apricot lover, you are going to want to watch this review. So please continue to watch, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, y'all, and let's get into it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory because you guys know that I always have stories, right? So everyone knows, if you watch me faithfully, that I recently got laser surgery on my eyes. So that morning, I'm checking my emails before I go to have the laser surgery. And then I see that Navitus, you know, because I'm on their subscription list, I see that they are going to be releasing a new fragrance. And then I also saw it on Instagram as well. And I think I shared it on Instagram in my stories. So once I got the email saying that they have a new release with another YouTuber, an Instagrammer, an influencer, a collaboration, I was like, oh, let me go see what this is. So I went to see what it was. I looked at the email, checked out the notes. I was like, this is going to be delicious. And I love the note of apricot and fragrances. I love Apricot by Comptoir Sud Pacifique. I love Jasmine des Andes. I love Madeleine de Proust by the House of Gisette. I love tons of apricot fragrances, and we're gonna go through those a little bit towards the end. But as I was pulling into Kaiser, you know, I wasn't checking my email fast enough, and I was a little late for my laser surgery. So I closed my app. On the way out, I had like light sensitivity. So I tried to go in and check my messages, but my eyes were super sensitive to light because I had developed a paroxysmal pressures, which means your eye pressures actually go the opposite way. So my eye pressures went up instead of down. So I couldn't see for about 12 hours, you guys, like sensitive to light, like all of that. I couldn't see anything. So, I tried to open up the app, right, in the car. Like, I was doing like this, you guys. Ridiculous. This is how much we love perfume. I was literally looking at my phone like this, trying to open up the Navitus app because that was the first thing that popped up on my phone. So I couldn't do that. It was too sensitive. But then Instagram, the app was still open as well. So I just closed everything because my daughter's like, Mom, put your phone up. Stop trying to look at your phone. I'm like, you know what? You're right. My eyes are so much more important. So went home, went to bed. Literally, I had Miel Extase in my basket prior to walking into Kaiser and ready to press the send button, you guys. So literally went home because I couldn't see for about 12 hours. Finally woke up in the middle of the night and I like squeezed that, you know, barely pressed the light on because literally, guys, I felt like Superman and like someone was putting like kryptonite in my eyes. I'm gonna make this story real short, okay? So anyway, so 12 hours passed by. I was finally able to open my eyes to natural light. So then I was able to turn on the light like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I proceeded to open up my phone. And then I opened what pops up when I initially opened my phone, Instagram. So I opened up Instagram. I said, okay, I posted on my Instagram stories that I was having surgeries. Let me see what people are saying, or just to reply to let them know that everything is okay. So I opened up my Instagram messages, and it was Kari. So I was like, oh, hey, how are you? And then she was like, well, we would like to send you this fragrance, yada, 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 all that good stuff. I told her the whole story, I think that night or the next day. And she said that was wild. It's amazing. It all worked out. And y'all, literally that taught me to have so much patience, because I was a click away from purchasing this fragrance before they sent it to me. And I want to thank Navitus and the team. And I want to thank KARINA for thinking about me when it came to loving gourmands and loving fragrances. Okay, all that being said, I hope you guys are still with me. So we're gonna talk about Miel Extase. I just thought that was like such an amazing story, for me to have that fragrance sitting in my basket, and then after the eye surgery, on the way out, like 15, 16 hours later, I get a message saying that we want to send you this fragrance. So y'all, have patience. And that right there taught me a lot of patience when it came to like just purchasing fragrances and things of that nature. So anyway, y'all, we're going to talk about an amazing fragrance called Miel Extase. So it comes in, of course, the beautiful packaging that Navitus always has. And like I said, Miel Extase means honey ecstasy, just honey goodness, honey magic, like all of that stuff surrounded by miel, which is honey. So the bottle is gorgeous. The packaging is always gorgeous. Navitus has the prettiest bottles. So the bottle's brown. The bottle literally smells like the juice, okay? And this is a plaque. I think this is a new plaque. It's not paper anymore. And of course the top is metal. So in the notes, like I said, this fragrance is in collaboration with, I'm going to try to pronounce KARINA's last name. I think it's Delone, or Delone. KARINA, I think it's Delone. We're going to put an accent on the E. So this is Miel Extase in collaboration with KARINA Delone at Parfum Makeup Diary. So, in this fragrance, I'll give you the notes. You have your apricot, you have your wild honey, dried fruits. It says a dried fruit blend, saffron, rum absolute, violet woods, Ivorian ginger. Sorry, y'all. It's Ivorian. Okay, it has to blend somehow. Ivorian ginger. There's Brazilian tonka bean, Madagascar vanilla, chocolate toffee. And I'm pretty sure I smell a couple of other things in this fragrance that may not be listed, you guys. So anyway, let's get into it. So I've worn this fragrance over the past 3 days, and I've worn it all day long. I've sprayed it in the morning, at night, when I go to bed, just testing it, smelling it, wore it to work for a couple days. So in the opening, when I initially smelled this fragrance, you all, I'm going to go ahead and spray it. My reaction, I was like, this is good, okay? Let me give you. That was my reaction when I initially sprayed this fragrance. So this is my scent of the day. So I'm going to spray it on a little more. And you guys know how I spray. I'm such an oversprayer. So when this fragrance opens up, y'all know that I love the note of saffron. I get tons of saffron. My nose is super sensitive to saffron. I get saffron. I get a really fresh ginger. I get a really juicy, fuzzy, kind of lush, warm apricot. You do get that. It states that there's caramel and coffee in there. Now you do get a little bit of sweetness, but I don't get an abundance of caramel, and I don't get an abundance of chocolate in the fragrance as in another fragrance that we all know of. I do get that warm fuzziness of the outside of the apricot on top of the juiciness of the inside of the apricot as well. It's lush. I get that beautiful honey. Now in the opening, I get a lot of booze. my nose is picking up a lot of booziness, apricot, saffron, ginger, and I am loving it. Now this fragrance stays boozy all the way through, okay? Now, let's talk about the honey, okay? So it's a non-animalic honey, okay? But this honey becomes organic smelling on your skin. This fragrance stays on my skin at least 10 to 12 hours in moderation. I'm gonna say 12 hours, okay? Because I sprayed it, I came home, I took a shower like right before I went out somewhere, and then it stayed on my skin the entire day until the morning, and it was smelling like rich, decadent, organic and raw honey. It's non-animalic, y'all. It doesn't smell, some people say honey gives them like a urine-y type scent. It is not that type of honey, but you do have to love the note of honey. I get more of the honey and the dry down. I get a lot of booze in the opening. I get the saffron, the ginger, and I get juicy, fresh, lush apricot in the opening. I get toffee also in the opening, which makes it a little sweet and candied. When this fragrance sits on my skin after about, let's say about 8 hours, it becomes butterscotchy. It becomes like a butterscotchy apricot toffee scent. It is a butterscotch honeyed apricot toffee scent. And that is with just like a basic lotion. I'm not adding any vanillas on top of the fragrance. But y'all, this fragrance is delicious. No, I know some people want to say because of the chocolate in here and the apricots that it smells like Dolce Diablo, and it absolutely does not. I actually did not even want to bring that up while I'm reviewing this, but we will talk about that one later. It gives you that same apricot, but in Dolce Diablo, the apricots are a little more dried and a little more dense. This apricot is a little more fresh. Like I said, you get that fuzziness, that lushness, the luxuriousness of like a beautiful apricot. You literally you see the apricot. You get the texture of the apricot when you smell this fragrance. I am absolutely loving it. The longevity on this fragrance is ridiculous. I think on my clothes it lasted, because I have it on my scrubs and it was in the hamper. On my clothes this lasted kind of like wafting in the air for about 48 hours until I decided to throw them in the washing machine. On my skin, this fragrance lasted 12 hours. So I was like, I don't know what they're putting in these fragrances, but it is lasting a long time. Now, it states that there is a note of dried fruits in there. I am thinking what I'm smelling are maybe like some dried peaches. I don't get any plum, but maybe I get like some date resins, maybe like in the background, or maybe like some dried peaches, but you get a really lush, juicy, fuzzy, creamy apricot. There is violet in this fragrance. It's not, I actually love the note of violet though. I love powdery fragrances, but not too sweet. Let's see, Sweet Morphine has violet in there, but that's a violet overload. So this has a small amount of violet in there, but that violet on top of the tonka bean that's in here and the vanilla actually makes it turn a little creamy. It gets more creamy and I would say lush smelling than powdery. I get no powderiness from this fragrance. I just get creamy tonka bean, toffied honey, a very lush apricot, and y'all, I am loving this fragrance. This fragrance is perfect for, I would wear this fragrance 365 days a year, but of course, because it's a little sweet, it's not too sweet, it's not sickly sweet, it's definitely gourmand leaning. This is not like a literal straight on gourmand to me because of the saffron and the ginger and the other base notes that are in this fragrance. It actually carries the apricot to make it slightly gourmand leaning, but not just like super sweet. So like a lot of these fragrances that we're going to talk about in a couple minutes. So the chocolate in here, like I said, it's very minimal on my skin, but I do get like a toffee caramel that turns a little butterscotchy with the honey and the vanilla and the tonka bean, y'all, and the apricots and the saffron and the ginger. Now the saffron I do get all the way through. The ginger is mainly there for the first hour, and in the opening you get that blast that completely intoxicates you and I think overwhelms you in a good way, y'all. Okay, so anyway, this is Miel Extase, y'all. Performance on this is beast. Scent is stunning, you know. The juice is absolutely gorgeous. Beltran, Duchefort, and Pierre, they know how to do a gourmand leaning fragrance. Like, I have all my faith in them at this point. Anytime I look for a gourmand fragrance, I'm gonna Google Beltran Duchefort's. I have several of his fragrances and they are all amazing. You guys know that he did Ambrosia Imperial that I'm absolutely in love with. This to me is backup bottle worthy, just like Ambrosia Imperial. Navitus, like, what are you all doing to us with these gourmands, okay? These fruity gourmands, this banana, this apricot. I actually tried layering Ambrosia Imperial with this one just to see what I would get. I think they're both pretty strong fragrances, and I think the two, they should be worn alone. I mean, you could wear them maybe side by side, but I think I really enjoy the honey delicious apricot in this fragrance, and I enjoy the banana creme brulee, the booziness, and the saffron in AI's fragrance as well, y'all. But this fragrance right here, Miel Extase, is exactly what it is. It is definitely honey ecstasy in a bottle, and I'm loving this, you guys. So it's beautiful, it's rich, like that booziness. It is like apricot soaked, like it's rum, like barrels of rum, and you've aged like apricots and rummed in a wooden barrel and maybe like an oak barrel. This is beautiful, and you know, it's addicting, and I want to keep spraying it. And like, this is my 4th day wearing it, and I want to wear this all fall and winter, you all. I'm gonna give you 2 things that I layered it with, which just added a little more like resins and woodiness to this fragrance, but I love it as well. But this alone, y'all, is amazing. So I did layer this with one of my newfound favorites. I've loved this. You guys know that I love this fragrance house anyway, but for some odd reason, when I sprayed this, I kind of thought about this fragrance. I don't know if it's the vanilla inside or what it is, but I sprayed this. I said, let me go on ahead and put Miel Extase on top of this. Y'all, amazing, okay? And this is Lost in the Desert, and this has like a vanilla pompona with some myrrh. If you want to add like some myrrh and some spiciness or some frankincense or really rich vanilla with resins to this fragrance, it doesn't need it. But y'all, winter time, for fall, wear this alone. But if you want to throw something on top of it, because you know all the girlies out there, we are loving the layer game, okay, so far. So I layered it with Lost in the Desert by Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, you guys, and it was absolutely stunning. Also, I did not bring it, but I did layer this with Lune Feline. I tried layering it with Lune Feline Extrait, but Lune Feline Extrait was giving too much vanilla, and I wanted to maintain the apricot and vanilla that this fragrance already has, but it was beautiful as well. But I love Lost in the Desert by Memoirs of a Perfume Collector with Miel Extase. But y'all, this is delicious. You need to get your nose on it. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about it. It's been 18 minutes. And let's move on to the next, y'all. Anyway, honey, juicy, lush, fuzzy, warm apricot. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so I already know you guys are saying, so why does it smell like this? No, it doesn't. You can actually own both of these fragrances. Dolce Diablo gives you more of a dried, sweetened apricot, and it gives you a lot of chocolate in this fragrance. I love this fragrance as well, but this is definitely more gourmand. This to me is a literal gourmand. This one is gourmand leaning because of the saffron, the ginger, and all of the other perfumey notes in this fragrance, the tonka, all of that. But this one is a literal gourmand. So if you don't want something, if you thought this was too foodie for you or too sweet for you, then you may want to try this beautiful Miel Extase, you guys. The next one we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you guys a couple of other apricot fragrances that I absolutely love because I love the note of apricot, and I'm always looking for an apricot fragrance. There's another fragrance called Belfiore that I have a sample of that I was in love with, and it's been sitting in my basket, but it's an apricot, a leather. Well, y'all, I don't need Belfiore anymore. Well, the full bottle at least, because I have a couple of 5 or 10 ml samples from Navitus. But Belfiore is a beautiful apricot scent, and I had that in my basket for the past like 3 months, and because I got the discovery kit, and I've had it in my basket for the past 3 months, and I did not purchase it because it has a beeswax note. So I thought that beeswax in Belfiore would smell more like a honey note, but y'all, I got everything that I need in my Miel Extase, okay? So it was giving me more of a waxy, more of a balminess that I actually wanted, and I wanted more apricot and Belfiore. Now, it is a beautiful fragrance, and I may decide to get it later on, you know, because it gives me that balmy apricot. I think there's leather in the fragrance as well. It's pretty, but I love the actual honey note in Miel Extase, okay? So yeah, get your sample, get your nose on Belfiore. Another one is Jasmine des Andes. This is beautiful jasmine, really lush apricot. This is the same type of apricot. It's not as beast in here because there's more jasmine in here, peachy jasmine than anything. But this is the lushness that Miel Extase is giving me. It's fuzzy, it's lush, but you still get that beautiful, juicy note of apricot and a lot of jasmine in this fragrance. But if you love jasmine, if you want something super elegant, super sophisticated that you can wear with dressing up, and you love the note of apricot and jasmine, then you need to try this fragrance, which is Jasmine des Andes, and this is a private line from Christian Dior, you guys. Oh, I also layered this. Another fragrance house that I just recently found was Hez Parfums. So I layered Miel Extase with Hez Parfum as well. Hez Parfum, and this is Bourbon Street, it almost gives you a it gives you more of a lune feline, but with a little more cardamom, you guys. It's not as dry. So anyway, I will link this down below. This is Bourbon Street, and this is Hez Parfum. Y'all, super affordable, beautiful fragrance. This is going to be amazing to wear alone, or if you want to layer it for the fall, winter, you guys. Get your nose on it. They're also coming out with a banana bread that I am going to love as well. So the next apricot fragrance is one I absolutely love, and I'm going to rate these from 1 to 5, okay? Excuse me, my mouth is just watering from smelling all these fragrances. I'm going to rate these from 1 to 5. This is Accident à la Vanille, and this is Madeleine de Pousse. This is that buttery, cookied vanilla cake apricot, and with peaches as well, y'all. This is delicious. There's styrax, there's vanilla, there's cookie, there's butter, there's apricot, there's peaches in this fragrance. And ooh, I absolutely love it. Anyway, so this is Jusette, and this is Accident à la Vanille, and this is a flanker, Madeleine de Proust. The next one we're going to talk about is one that's super affordable as well, and this one is Vanille Apricot. This is basically this to me smells like a little bit of a lactonic apricot icing. This is not too sweet at all, you guys, but it's definitely giving me like a milky apricot, you know? Kind of like a apricot milkshake. That's exactly what it's giving me, an apricot milkshake. But it's a really comforting, warm apricot fragrance that you're going to be able to wear like 365 days a year. And you can also use this for layering. But this is very comforting, almost like a fragrance that you can wear around the house, run errands in when you want to smell a beautiful note of apricot. Actually, I think that's it, you guys. So let's go ahead and rank my apricot fragrances. So we're going to go 5 on up, okay? Because I do have 5 right here. Actually, I have 6. So we're going to go 6 all the way up to 1. So my number, actually I have 5. You guys, I'm miscounting them, 5. So my number 5 would, of course, be Vanille Apricot by Comptoir Sud Pacifique, which gives you kind of like an semi-sweet apricot milkshake, okay? The next one would be, this is hard. This is so hard. The next one would be, y'all, this is really hard. Number 4 is going to be Dolce Diablo. And this is that boozy, chocolatey apricot. I think there's 2 different kind of booze in here, or 2 different kind of alcohols in here. But dark chocolate, dried fruits, dried apricots. And I love it. I love all of these here, okay? But I would choose these in a certain order. So this would be number 4. My next one would be Jasmine des Anges, and this is Christian Dior. This is number 3, you guys. Absolutely love it. It's lush, luxurious, sophisticated jasmine and apricot, okay? Creamy. My number 2 would be Joussette Accident à la Vanille, Madeleine de Proust. Love this fragrance. This is literally a gourmand scent, okay? So if you love gourmands, then you definitely, and you want that apricot, that peachy apricot scent, then you definitely need to get your nose on this fragrance. And my number 1 that has replaced all of the other ones is the new Miel Extase, y'all. This is my number 1 apricot fragrance in my collection, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm head over heels for this fragrance, and I love it, you guys. You know, considered buying another bottle, but I don't need it, so I'm just gonna wait, you know. But I am going to be rocking this. You know, it is hot in California. Like I said, I've worn this fragrance in the heat. It projects like crazy. And that honey becomes, you know, really beautiful on my skin. And I can imagine how this is going to smell and project in the fall and the winter, you guys. So like I said, KARINA, Kari, Dear Makeup Diary, go follow her. I will link everything down below. I think I said something else earlier, not Parfums Diary, it's Dear Makeup Diary. KARINA, Delone or Delone, Navitus Parfums, thank you for sending me this fragrance. I am absolutely in love with it. And y'all, you need to get your nose on this beautiful apricot fragrance. For me, it is not feminine leaning, it is unisex, because this is definitely for the gourmand leaning lovers, okay? If you like a sweeter fragrance, a fruitier fragrance, because of all the resins in there and the richness of the fragrance, I would consider this unisex, you guys. Ladies, guys, like everybody needs to get their nose on this fragrance. All right, y'all, go out to the world, have an amazing day, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good. And I hope I didn't talk y'all ears off and run my mouth, but I am loving this fragrance and super happy to have it in my collection, you guys. All right, bye-bye. Love you all.